So hi guys, this is our Michigan Department of Agriculture inspected kitchen. And the only thing we do in here is egg processing. So let me go through step by step of how we had to get this room set up to be inspected. To prepare this room, we had to have clean washable surface for the walls. We have a drop ceiling. We have a tile floor that's easily able to be washed and cleaned, so that's important as well. We have a triple compartment sink. Legally you need to wash your utensils, rinse with clean, pure water, and then your third compartment is for sanitizer, which would be 500 parts per million bleach. Mainly what we wash is our collecting baskets for the eggs. And so again, we would wash, rinse, sanitize, and then leave them to drip dry over here. Everybody should have a hand wash sink with soap and paper towels to dry your hands. You've got to have a place where you wash your hands and your employees can wash their hands properly. Up here we have a little shelf that we keep our egg cleaner and our sanitizer, which happens to be bleach. Now a lot of you, and myself too, I don't believe that bleach should be on our food, but if you're using it properly in the right amount, which I said earlier, 500 parts per million, so 500 drops of bleach per 1 million drops of water. So for instance, in our third compartment sink where the sanitizer would go in, we would fill it about 2/3 of the way full, and it would take about a half a cap of bleach. And that's a real rough estimate, right? So another thing that your inspector wants to see is that you have these little test strips. And so these test how much chlorine you have in your water. You certainly don't want to have too much chlorine, because that's a hazard, but you want to have enough. So sometimes throughout the day your chlorine dissipates and you may have to add a little more. You test your water and say, wow, where'd all my chlorine go? It dissipated. So you need to add another little bit, test it again. It's really important that you're handling chlorine properly, right? It's a heavy chemical. Over here is where we wash the eggs. At first, when we first set up this kitchen, our Michigan Department of Ag inspector, Kathleen, came in. And we only had the two sinks, the hand wash sink and this triple compartment sink, because we were planning to wash the eggs over here. She's like, no, you don't need a triple compartment sink to wash eggs. Use that for your utensils and things. So she didn't pass us, so we were ready to open. We didn't get passed. So we went back, found another old used piece of equipment, right? Everybody, don't go out and buy new stuff. This is all about starting out small, not breaking the bank. And then she came back and inspected us and said, yeah, you pass, go for it. So I'm going to show you how we wash the eggs right now. These are eggs that we just gathered today. These still have some hay on it, some straw, some dirt, some poop, all the good stuff that comes out of a nest. And we would store them in the nest egg refrigerator until we're ready to wash and process all of the eggs. And so what we would do is put an empty basket here in the sanitizer and this in the cleaner side of the sink. And so we would not let these eggs sit for a long time in the water. Eggs are very porous. We wash them and then we put them over here. And so every egg gets a little scrub. It goes in here into the rinsing. You gotta handle them very gently. You can get going pretty good. So then we want to grade the eggs. And grade the eggs means we weigh it. So this egg says medium. And then I've got my little light here, and this is called candling an egg. And you want to turn the lights off and be in a dark area, but you're going to shine the light around the egg here, and to see if there's a crack in the eggshell. You want to make sure that this egg isn't fertile or anything like that. And we've got small, medium, and large. This one said it was large. And another thing that you may not know is that you should be putting your egg in the carton pointy side down. There's a little air pocket inside of the egg, and it's better if it stays up here at the top at the wider part of the egg than down here. So of course we pointy side down. after you are done processing the eggs, it's time for the label. And we've got these beautiful labels that we used here. You don't have to use something as fancy as this. You can just use a white Avery label, and that's what we started with. And we would date stamp it. We still date stamp these. So these are beautiful labels here. As you know, it's following all the legal things that we need to have on this label. It has the name of our company, where you can get a hold of us, the address of the farm. Of course, we have our marketing on here. Then we're going to date stamp it here and put the size here. And then, of course, we're going to write out our invoice for our customers. You can buy these at Staples or whatever with an extra copy for yourself. We keep track of how many eggs we gather every day. So this is a good record keeping. Just use a regular calendar, right? It doesn't have to be hard. And then we also have our cleaning checklist. My nephew Jack, he's in charge of cleaning the coop, gathering the eggs, feeding and watering the chickens, and we do a head count every week as well. But here in this kitchen area, Ariel and I will take care of the cleaning and keep track of what we need to do. Sweep, mop, sanitize the sinks, clean the refrigerators, right? Clean the front door, make sure everything is clean, check the light bulbs, check the refrigerator temp. Now the refrigerator check temp is done just about every day because we just keep a thermometer in there. So okay, that's our little kitchen here in a nutshell. Pretty cool. Let me show you the one more thing before we leave. Is if you're doing eggs, you have to have 2 refrigerators, 2 compressors running. So I didn't like that idea, but we do have one refrigerator called the nest egg refrigerator, and a nest egg means that these eggs have not been washed. They came straight from the coop, and you got to keep them cool in the refrigerator until you're ready to wash them. Once they're washed, they're clean, and they're put in the dozen carton. Then these are the processed eggs, and we keep them in here until they're ready to go. So thank you for joining us in our little Michigan Department of Ag inspected kitchen. I hope you guys learned something. If you did, hit the like. If you know somebody else who you think is interested in starting their own egg processing business and having some chickens out on their property, share this video with them. Appreciate it. If you subscribed, hit like, share it with your friends.